Hello everyone, myself Dr. Bhupinder Kumar. I am working as Associate Professor at ISF College of Pharmacy, Moga. So I welcome you all in this ISFCP dialogue series. So along with Associate Professor, I am also working as Placement Coordinator at ISF College of Pharmacy. So it's like my duty to let students know what they should follow while they are attending any interview, how they should represent themselves. So today's title of our talk is the role of interview etiquettes in our placement. So, what kind of things a candidate or a student should follow when he or she is attending an interview? How he or she should represent himself or herself so that they can get absorbed in the organization wherever they are attending the interview. So, we will discuss these things in this talk. So, first, what are etiquettes? Okay, so etiquette can be defined simply as grand set of all good manners. So means or a set of manners which you have to follow at the time of interview, how you should represent, how you should dress, how you should speak, what how you should sit in the interview, what kind of word you have to use, then you should be on time. So this is a set of manners that you have to follow, that you have to employ in your interviews. So these are called etiquettes, as a grand set of all good manners. So etiquette is a language used to relate your respect and consideration to others. So it shows that these etiquettes or this set of good manners shows that you are attentive, you are punctual, you are giving respect to others. Okay, so these things that you have to follow while interview so that you can represent yourself properly. You can show that how confident you are. You can show that whatever knowledge you have. So sometimes companies or recruiters they don't only you can say give weightage to your knowledge. Sometimes they want how much attentive you are, how much hardworking you are, how much confidence you have with you. So these things they need some to check in the interview other than your knowledge. So knowledge, whatever you have gained your course during your course, your studies, that you can't change at in single day. So these things, I think, these are etiquettes that play a main role in your absorption in any organization after interview. So, for example, let's go to how to handshake. So, I'm just giving an example. If you are going to an interview, you have to handshake with recruiter. Then how you are going to make handshake? It should not be such that like a death grip or like a bone crusher, like you are holding his or her hand very firm, or it should not be like limp fish also, like limp fish. It means recruiter is shaking hand with you with firm hand, but you have left your hand like a there is no life in your hand. So it should be not like limp fish also. So while shaking hand, your eyes should meet. So your eye contact should be there. Your hand should be firm with each other. So firm, hold your hands firm with like web touch that I have shown here in the diagram. Okay. So then person should be in your side. Okay. So proper handshake, firm but not bone crushing. It should last about 3 seconds mostly. Then you may be pumped once or twice. Like you can shake hand once or twice during these 3 seconds. Then is released after shake even if the introduction continues. So sometime mostly we handshake or do handshake when we are introducing each other. So even if you are in, your introduction is continuing, you have to release your hand after maybe around 3 or 4 seconds. Then during this whole handshake, you have to maintain good eye contact with other person and a smiley face. So these things should be followed like during handshakes, which can make you more shows which can show you more confident in this. So now we will discuss some interview etiquettes. But before going to interview, you should prepare accordingly. So first, like brush your teeth, use mouthwash so that there is no smell coming from your mouth, and then there is nothing stuck in between your teeth also, which can be seen during the interview. Then your hair should be clean and combed. Hair should be like proper cleaning and combed. It should not be like any style like hairs are straightened or gel is applied. So it should not be like that. It should be in formal way, and say it should be simple, clean, and calm. Then nails should be clean and trimmed also. In your nails also it should be clean, it should be cut properly before going to interview, so that you are representing yourself as a uh, technical person now. So be conservative and err on the side of caution. If company does not have a dress code, remember that it's better to overdress than underdress. So while going to interview, what you should wear? So it is a main question every time a person goes to an interview. It's a main question his or in his or her mind, what he or she should wear. So sometimes company don't have dress code, so it does not mean you can appear in jeans, or girls can appear in crop top or jeans like that one. So you should wear formal, proper formal dress. Like guys can wear suit and with formal shoes and tie. Same like girls can wear skirt or shirts, and then mean they can also wear suit with formal. But it should be in formal way. It's always good to be overdressed, or it's always good to be in formal dress rather than going in informal way, rather than going to in some, like you are not representing yourself as a technical person. So these things should be followed before going to interview. Then for interview, so we will discuss one by one things at a time of interview. So when you enter the company for interview, before that, learn everything about the company. So for whichever post you are appearing for the interview, you should know about that post. Okay, you should know about the company, what kind of product they are making, what kind of work they are doing in the society. So it's good manners to ensure that you have learned the basics about the company. So like who is director, who is MD at the company, what kind of products they are making, then what is the job profile for which you are appearing. So sometimes like students are appearing for the interview and they don't know which for which post they are appearing. So same things I have felt here also. So you should know about the job profile you are going to be offered. So it shows that you are interested, enthusiastic, and care about the company. So these things shows that like you have learned about the company, you are interested to work in that company for which you are appearing for the interview. So some like there is a talk by a recruiter, so says that look for the information that you can weave into the conversation. Means if you learn about the company, you should have some knowledge about the company, right? So when you are talk in the interview, so maybe they can ask like what are your questions, what you want to ask. So some informations can be there with you, which you can with which you can start conversation in the interview also. So it was said by the Fogel, I was excited to see your CEO talk about company's commitment to innovation on CNBC. So like the person who is appearing for the interview, he has or he or she has seen this talk of the CEO of company at the CNBC, so they can start this like conversation in the interview. So same thing is with everyone in whichever company you are appearing, in whichever organization you are appearing for interview, you should learn about that, and you should learn about the job role which is being offered to you for post which you are being for which you are appearing for the in the interview. So you should learn properly about all these things before entering the interview. Then second point is arrive on time. So it's always a question how much earlier you should arrive. It should not be like that 1 hour or 2 hour. So maybe 30 or maximum at minimum 15 minutes prior to your interview, you should appear in the company or at the time at the place where interview is being conducted. So arriving 50 minutes prior to your interview slot or appointment is ensuring good interview etiquette. So it is one of good interview etiquettes that you are appearing 15 minutes before the slot of interview. Now things are like if you are appearing on the time. So what is the problem with that? Sometimes you are being nervous, so you are in hurry, then it shows if you are directly going to interview, it may show your nervousness to the recruiter. So if you appear 15 or 15 minutes to 30 minutes before, so it will help you to calm yourself. Okay, so it will help you to calm your nerves before the interview. So you will feel relaxed after reaching the interview. So it is obvious that you should not be late, but it is also make sure that you don't come too early, like being 45 minutes or 1 hour early. So it will make the recruiter wonder if you have anything better to do. So it, as I have already told you, so don't appear for the interview like 1 hour or 2 hour before the time slot. So just appear at the place before around 15 to 20 minutes earlier to the interview slot. So there is a recruiter pro tips I like. Whenever you are late, there is always one excuse like I got lost in the way. So getting lost is one of the most common cause of interview lateness. So well-meaning candidates will set off early, give themselves plenty of time to rhyme, but then take the wrong turn or their set now will get confused. So it's common like if you are just going before for interview well before time. So if you are setting off from the home well before the time, so that you should reach, but in some way or somewhere you got lost, so it is common. Maybe it can happen and it will be your genuine reason. But if this is the case, then it is a good idea to test your route. So wherever you want to go, you should test your route to the location prior to the interview. So like if you are going to appear for the interview today, so you should test your route yesterday. So appear one day at the place, one day prior to the interview at the place. Check your route, whichever route you have to follow to come to the interview's place. So it will give you extra time for reaching, and then if you are confused, then it will also give you extra time for rerouting if there is some problem in the way. Then during interview, always keep your phone on silent or switch it off. So this is one of compulsory interview etiquette. So this is the last thing we want during interview, that our phone is vibrating in our mobile is vibrating in our pocket, or it is ringing. Sometimes in nervousness we feel we forget to switch off our mobile phone, but that's why we need to reach before time so that our nerves are set, our nerves are calm, then we can switch off our mobile phone. And sometimes we put it on vibrate also, but if it is vibrating in your pocket, it can make you like nervous in the interview also. So always try to switch it off or keep it out of the room where interview is being conducted. So always switch off the mobile phone before entering the interview room. Then what you should dress, how you can impress the recruiter. So these days, most offices do not advocate a strict uniform policy, and corporate wear has relaxed considerably, but unfortunately, you are still going to have to dress for your interview. So like I said, most of the company nowadays don't follow dress code. So there is no proper dress code. You can appear in any dress, but it should be like formal, or it should be like uh, proper uniform. Not proper uniform, but it should be like formal dress, right? Then we also say that don't judge a book by its cover. So like it does not mean like that you can appear in any dress for the interview. So unfortunately, there is dress code or not, you have to dress for the interview properly. So what you should wear for interview and how you can impress. So whether your potential employers have casual office uniform or not, you need to dress to impress and prove that you are willing to put in some effort to win them over. So like I already told you, if there is dress code or not, but you have to dress properly so that you can impress them and you can show them your willingness to put in some effort to win them over. So like interview attire can be like no earrings should be there. Okay, so if you have like you are wearing earrings, so it should not be there. Then you can wear like this two-piece suit with a tie, formal shirt, then shirt cuffs show only slightly at the wrist out of your coat. Then you can wear formal shoes and don't forget your socks. It sometimes we don't wear socks. Always wear long socks in with your formal dress, and don't be like it should not be. Your beard should be trimmed and clean if you are appearing for interview, and don't wear eye-catching clothes, and don't fold your pants from your ankles like this one, and don't wear loafers or casual shoes during interview. So you should wear proper formal dress. Either there is dress code or not in the company, so that you can impress the recruiter. You can show your willingness to put some effort in this company, so that you can win over their confidence and their trust. Then be on professional interview mode throughout. So while setting off from home to end of interview, always be in interview mode that you are going through interview. So right from the moment you step out of your home, you need to be on interview mode. You should be polite to everyone you meet, from the receptionist in the company to the office boy who serves you water. You never know who is observing you. So while not only in company, so it is a just example here. So while you are meeting the receptionist or you are meeting the uh, office boy who is serving you water, always behave politely, then with smile, as you don't know who is observing you inside the company. Okay, so maybe there are cameras, recruiter are saying, watching whatever what the things how the candidates are behaving in the office while sitting outside the room. So always behave properly, politely, with smile to everyone. Other than this, so much, so that you should be polite even to the cab driver who dropped you there. So while I have already told you, the moment you set out of your home, you should be in interview mode. So the cab driver who dropped you at the place, behave politely with them, because it will help you it will help you to set your mood. So you don't want to arrive for interview with a spoiled mood, like you are fighting with the cab driver, and then with that mood you are appearing for the interview. So behave politely with smile. It will set your mood for the interview. So because before interview, at exactly time of interview, you don't want to spoil your mood. So hence you need to exhibit your best behavior at all times. So then at time of interview, I've already told you, look the people in the eye, shake hands and smile. So this is your etiquettes that you have to follow while you are sitting in front of recruiters at the time of interview. So you will notice that all these things are basic body language. So whatever I am going to tell you, like look in the eyes, handshake, and then smile. These are simple basic body language, but these things can play a major role in your placement, in your absorption in the organization. So these are basic body language, and showcasing positive body language is part of good interview etiquettes. So the things is, basic body language are there, but you should show that you are positive about the basic things, and it will show you positive body language will help you in getting this job for which you are appearing. So if you are not sure how to do that, you can sign up for mock interview with mock artificial intelligence. There are many artificial intelligence platforms are available online. You can appear for that. You can practice in front of mirror. Then you can practice in front of these artificial intelligence softwares, and maintain body language and have good voice modulation also. So these things can help you to attain these good body language etiquettes. So like body posture. So first thing I'm going to, how you should sit in the interview. So the ideal posture for interview is to sit up straight and lean slightly forward, not too much, but lean slightly. What is the purpose of leaning slightly to forward? It will show that you are attentive, you are paying attention to the questions or talk by whatever they are talking or saying by the recruiters, and you are interested in what recruiter is saying. So moreover, you should always try not to come off as too casual or relaxed. So you should not be like that you are sitting sideways. Okay, you should not be place your one leg over another. So you should sit straight, slightly leaned forward, so that it can show you are attentive, you are listening properly, whatever the recruiters are saying. Then make a smile on your face. A gesture as small as smiling can project confidence and leadership. So in some questions by the recruiter can make you nervous at a time. So even during those times, keep a smile on your face. So it will show that you are confident, you have confident inside, can be a good leader also. So that is because people tend not to smile when they are nervous, because in nervousness our smiles flies away. We can't even keep a smile on our face. So hence try to smile even when under pressure. It will show you are confident to the recruiter. So some pro tips, like I have shown here a diagram, that you should not be like this A or B. You should sit proper, like in this case and diagram C. So do sit up straight and look genuinely interested. Do keep good eye contact. Don't lean forward toward the interview. So lean slightly, I have already told you, but don't lean too much toward the interview. So lean slightly so that it will show that you are attentive. Then don't keep looking around the room. Don't point at something. Don't cross your arms. Don't stare for too long. And don't fidget. So these things you have to follow while sitting and while attending the interview. Then don't show empty-handed. So while going for interview, it does not mean that you don't have to take anything with you. Maybe there are sometimes more than one recruiters are appearing in the interview. So we maybe three or four, and you have submitted only one resume in the company at that time. So there's you should arrive fully prepared and titles to bring all the things that you need to make a great first impression. So like several copies of your resume. So always keep 5 to 6 copies of your resume with yourself, because I already told you maybe there are two or three more employees are sitting inside the room. So they need your resume maybe. So always appear with several copies of resume. Then portfolio or work samples. If you are experienced candidate and if you have worked on something like artistic works, or then if you have you are a fresher and you have thesis work with you, whatever you have followed in your 1 year research project, so keep that portfolio or work samples with you so that you can show the recruiters what you have done, what is your capability. Then reference. If interviews goes well, the hiring manager may ask you for them on the spot. So if interviews goes well, whoever is going to give you reference, so always keep two to three names with yourself who can give your reference, who can say that how this person is working, how what is his or her capability, how he or she can represent himself or herself. Then pen and notepad you can keep with, if it is allowed in the interview room, you can keep it with yourself sometime. If they are saying something you want to take notes, so you are it will show that you are actively listening to the interviewer and engaged in the conversation. But in some cases it is not allowed, so it is just optional. If you want to, then always keep a photo ID with yourself. It will help you to enter the premises, and it will help you for identification purpose at the time of interview also. Then always be prepared. So this thing we are always saying from the first line, be prepared, be prepared. So what does that mean? So more a matter of common sense than etiquette. You will be amazed how well your interviewer will respond to display of even the most rudimentary knowledge about the company. Means the worst part of the company will be represented even good by the company person. So always be prepared for that, how you can represent yourself. So that is always be prepared. Even the worst part, even the worst thing about the company will be represented to you in a good way. So that thing, same thing you have to follow. Even some have problems that is showing in your resume maybe, or that is present in your resume, or maybe there is a gap how you can represent that thing. So always be prepared to answer those questions. So that will be like with confidence, it will help you to show more confident also. We always recommend thorough and detailed preparation before interviews, and that includes any question you would like to ask them. So other than this, if there is any question in your mind, like based connected to that company or that job profile, so always ready to ask them also. Even at the end of interview, always employers or always recruiters will ask, if, is there any question from your side, you can ask them. So it shows that you care enough to go an extra mile and are committed to job role, and that you are not wasting the interview's time. Sometimes when interview ends, we are just ready to flee away and we are just ready to get off the room. Don't behave like that. If there is a option, you can ask questions about the company, about the job role, about your CTC. So it will show that you are ready to go some extra time. You can commit yourself toward the company, and you are interested for the job profile for this in this company. So there are some like questions maybe there. So in preparation, what kind of questions you can prepare? There are some examples. Not all questions are there, but some examples I can give you. Like tell me about yourself. So or you can say introduce yourself. How you are going to introduce? So you should prepare for that properly. You can practice that in front of mirror at home. So you can tell about yourself, about your education, about your experience, so about your capabilities. What are your skills? What are your capabilities? What are your strengths? So these things you can tell about yourself, with from starting from your name, from your education, from your experience, from your strength, from your skills. Then why should I hire you? This is the most common question that is asked by the recruiters to the candidates. Why should I hire you? So you can here you can discuss about your strengths, your experience if you have any, about your knowledge, and how you can help the company grow. Whatever you can like, uh, I have this strength, I am well acquainted with these techniques, I can help maybe to this and quality control purpose, quality insurance department in the company. So these things you have to tell about yourself, about your strengths in this answer. So are you a team player or are you a solo player? So if you can work in team or not, so that is the main question, because industry is not running on a single person. Any organization is not running on a single person, so you should be able to work with team. So are you a team player or not? So this is the next question. Then tell us your greatest weakness. So, what is your greatest weakness? You should, if it is asked, you should be prepared accordingly what you want to discuss in this your weakness. Then, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So, if you are recruited, so where you see yourself in 5 years, after 5 years? So, you can say that I am seeing myself at higher position in your organization and handling more job responsibilities. So, like this, you can answer the questions. Then why do you want to leave your current job? So if you are already working somewhere, so you are experienced candidate, so why do you want to leave the last job? You should be prepared for that. So maybe you want to develop your career in this job, or you want to learn more things like this. You think like this points you can add your in your answer. So if I ask next question, like if I asked your friends or colleagues to describe you, what would they say? So, like I have already told you, you are giving reference. So, one question they may ask you, if I ask them whatever reference you have given or you're from your friends, how they are going to describe you? What will they will say about you? So, you should describe some things about how they can describe to you, how you are behaving with them. So these things you can discuss in the answer. So what level of salary you are expecting according to your requirement, you can tell about this. What is your expectation? Have you got any questions? So the last of the interview, maybe recruiter mostly ask, have you got any questions? So be prepared accordingly. So always, I will just give a tip. Always ask one question: what is the next procedure? So it will show that you are confident, you are uh, interested to join this job as soon as possible. So always ask this question: what is the next procedure for the recruitment? Then, what do you know about the company? So I have already told you this may be the first question. You should know about the company and job profile for which you are appearing for the interview. You should properly learn about that. Then give specific examples while answering anything. So you can answer like if you are describing about your strengths, about your skills. So while discussing those things, you can give specific example related to your work. The purpose of job interviews for the interviewer to assess your skills. So like I've already told you, the knowledge that you have already gained, so that can't be changed in a one day. But how you are going to represent yourself, the skills that you have learned, how you are going to represent them. So this is the main uh, thing that you can discuss or you can represent at the time of interview. So this thing will give a extra edge to you over others. So, like an anecdotes serve as affirmation that provides proof that you actually have the skill that you say you have. So, if you are giving some example related to you, not from others, some specific example that you have worked in the lab, then you have done this thing, so Duke, you can give that example. So like I'm give an example. So I am highly self-motivated. In fact, recently our budgeting system did not pass muster for the sophisticated reporting we needed to do. So I took the initiative to do some research and found an alternative that was 25% cheaper than that integrated with our other software and could be implemented within 6 weeks. So like there was some problem where you are working, okay, so it was related to budget, so they were not approving some sophisticated instrument or sophisticated repeating. So you have done some research, you worked on this and you found an alternative with 25% cheaper price. So it shows that you are working uh, with heart in that area where you are a problem solving person, you have skill, problem solving skill. So this thing can give you extra edge over others. So that's why we need to give specific examples to that question. Then don't overshare also. So like if you are appearing for interview and they ask you for your weakness or your problem, family problems, don't discuss or you can say don't over discuss them in the interview. So there is a very fine line between bonding with your interviewer and oversharing. So if you are sharing something with your interviewer, it does not mean that you start sharing problems of family. Okay, so you start sharing problems or related to your last job. So you maybe want to discuss one or two things, but no, don't you can say insult your other older employer or your current employer in front of interviewer. So it is important to open and friendly as they will be assessing how you would fit in the team. So during interview, it is good to be open and friendly, but don't be over friendly. But only share relevant parts of your life with them, not of your personal problems. So hiring managers want professionals that are friendly, will fit in, and would not rock the boat. They really would not want drama kings queens who would could become flanky and unreliable. So in this case, I already told you don't overshare with them like family problems. It will look like you are a drama king or queen. So they don't want that kind of person. They want professional but friendly person who can fit well in the team and can work with them properly. So at a very least, be able to answer these questions like never complain about previous employers, colleague, or jobs. I've already told you never insult them, never complain about the previous employers, colleagues, or your jobs. Then never discuss personal topics like relationship issues, family problems, or addictions with the recruiter. In return, you should never be same thing is applicable to them also. Recruiters can't ask you question like that can be discriminatory. For example, those touching on religion, race, sexuality, or culture. So they can't ask you this question also. They should only ask question related to your knowledge, also your skill about your skills. Then, what kind of questions you can ask to the recruiter at the end of interview? So, hiring managers often conclude job interviews by giving candidate a chance to ask them questions. So, like at the end of interview, they will say, "Have you any questions?" You can ask them. So, while you may be tempted to skip this part and run for the exit, so as I already told you, maybe you want to skip this part and get off the room quickly, but it would look terrible mistake. So just take a full advantage of this opportunity. And there are few recommendations like why this position is open. If you don't want to ask this thing, so what do you expect me to accomplish in first 90 days? What do you want from my side? What should I do in first 90 days so that I can fulfill the requirements from company side? So are there any opportunities for additional training or education? What do you enjoy most about working here? So if you want to know about company culture, working culture at the company, so you can ask the recruiter how you enjoy working at this place. So what is the good in working at this place, you can ask. Then how the performance is measured in this role, how they are going to access your uh, working capability in this role, you can ask them like these questions. Then again, I have told you a last question that you can ask, what is the next procedure for recruiting? So you can ask these kind of questions. So at the end, your interview is complete, you can end on the right note. So an essential step to nabbing a job is following up with the interview. After interview, your interview is over, you are again back to home. Always try to follow up with the interviewer. So your last question during in interview, I already showed you what are the next steps from here. Then you can send a email, a thank note. So show gratitude and follow up. At the end of your interview, be sure to thank the interviewer for their time with that good firm handshake we talked about already. Then it's also nice to a nice touch to follow up with thank you email. So after interview, you can send a thank you mail. So like, dear, I am giving example here. Dear Dave, it was really great to meet you with you and Jane today. I am really looking forward to hearing from you about the opportunity. Thanks again. So like you are showing gratitude toward the interviews for giving you opportunity for interview or giving you time, and then you are also following up for your next procedure. So this was about some etiquettes, interview etiquettes today that we have discussed. So in summary, as you can no doubt see, the simple rules for appropriate interview etiquettes are fairly common sense. So all the things that we have discussed are common sense, not about your knowledge, anything is related to here. But you would be amazed how many candidates fail to consider them as important factor. So most of us see like these things are not important. They will see your knowledge. You should learn about this. You should learn about this, and they don't follow these things. Knowledge is a good thing. You require that for any job or any job profile, but along with that you have to follow these some basic common sense rules. So that's why we call them, there's some good interview etiquettes that can help you for getting that job role. So bogged down with question preparations and prospect of interview itself, small things like body language, politeness do tend to get lost in the commotion. So during this process sometimes we lost all these things when we are preparing for interview all the time with the questions, load of questions, load of knowledge. We forget to follow these simple body language things. So we will lost our politeness, we will lost our smile in nervousness. We may be late at the time of interview. So all these things can happen, but we have to avoid these things and we have to follow these simple body language rules. So before every interview, do spare a thought for these 10 simple but effective rules. They will help you to truly shine and reveal your best self to the interviewer. So some there are some do's and don'ts also that we want to discuss. Again, that is like a summary of this uh, talk. So sit up straight and then lean slightly forward in your chair. That we have already talked how you are going to behave in the during interview. Show your enthusiasm by keeping an interested expression that you are attentive, you are listening them properly. Then establish a comfortable amount of personal space between you and the interviewer. Then limit your application of collagens and perfume. Don't uh, take over perfumes and collagens over your clothes or over you, or that it should be too giving too much smell or too much smell in the room. So it should be limited. So if you have more than one person interviewing you at once, make sure you briefly address both people with your gaze so that you are continuously looking at them alternatively. And if one is asking question, you are asking them by asking him or her by looking at look him or her at directly, and return your attention to the person who has asked you the question. Then interruptions can happen. If they do, refrain from staring at your interview. So like sometimes your interview, there may be some interruption. Some work comes and your interviewer is or your recruiter is talking to someone. So don't stare at them at that time. So you can sit calmly and wait for your turn so that they can address their problem. Sometimes they need privacy. You can ask them if you have to leave. So it will show your good character toward that company. Then stand up and smile even if you are on the phone interview. So if there is a phone interview, always keep smiley face. It will show you. It will reflect in your confidence, and stand up. Then what you have to don't that you the things that you don't have to do during interview. Don't rub back of your head or neck. Then rub or touch your nose. Sit with your arms folded across the chest. Don't fold your arms. Don't cross your legs or idly shake one over another. Lean your body toward the roll. So sit straight. Don't lean toward the door. Some anything toward any side. Then slouch back in your seat. Right? Don't slouch to backwards. In please sit straight. Then stare back blankly. Don't stare at the recruiter too much. Then bite your lips in nervousness or nails. Don't cross your arms. Don't tap your feet at the uh, don't tap your feet in nervousness also. Clear your throat repeatedly. Don't perform this activity or don't put your hands in the pocket. So these simple things follow and it will help you to get the job role. It will show your confidence. It will show your enthusiasm toward the job profile. So with this thing, I am going to wrap up our talk today. So I hope it will help you. So I wish you all the best for your interviews. So thanks. For any suggestions, you can drop a mail at our email ID, that is dector@isfcp.org. So thank you everyone and all the best for your future endeavors.